All right, Stripes and Coffee back at it. Halliday and Houdale here.
Who they?
Um, Try to salvage what we can of this season. So this last game did not go as expected, at least as far as not so much the game and the result itself, but the injuries and just kind of what that means for the season. So, we were there, watched Joe Burrow hurt his hand, and oddly enough, I was reading on Twitter kind of during the game before they made any call, other than he was out. A doctor said, "Yeah, Bengals fans are not going to want to hear this," but he walked out after a halftime, no cast. He just had his hand, basically open and clear. So I don't know. I don't remember if they had it wrapped or anything, but he just said, "Yeah, no cast, no nothing." Yeah, it's probably some sort of torn tendon. It's not a broken bone or anything. So that means X-rays probably come up negative. It wasn't wrapped in anything. So, sure enough, that's what it ended up being, a damaged tendon that he needed to have surgery on. So I know he was working on getting that done, and he's on IR now. So
Yeah, I seen today he's getting the surgery.
is that today? Okay. Yeah, I knew he'd been kind of fishing who he was going to get that done with. So, um, I don't think there's supposed to be any complications. I don't love it that it's his throwing hand, but um, supposed to be a full recovery by training camp. So, or OTAs really, I think is what I'd read. The anticipation is that he could be ready by that point in time, So
That's good.
yeah. So what can you really say, man? I mean, I think we've said all along that this team goes as Joe Burrow goes. Well, Joe Burrow went. So I I mean you want to say, and there goes the season, but then on the other hand, we do have talent. So we've got talent. If the defense can play like it's able to, we've got a good defense. We've got playmakers on offense. So if Jake the Snake Browning can, show to be halfway competent, or even decent, we've got the playmakers. So they might have to block for him a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
some things I noticed with him in preseason. Now him and Trevor Simeon, they were really underperforming. They really weren't. Neither one was showing much of anything, sadly. And then Jake kind of finally took the bull by the horns a little bit in that last game and said, "Okay, he made enough plays to be the guy."
Mm-hmm.
But he did show a little bit with his legs, so like things could kind of break down. He could kind of wheel out of the pocket and make a throw here and there, or just flat out take off. He was kind of good at, you know, having that sixth sense a little bit like Joe Burrow does, and kind of feeling that pocket caving in, and able to kind of be a little shisty in there. So,
Mm-hmm. I noticed that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's a quality that I think that he has. He's a good anticipatory thrower. If he can, he's accuracy is kind of not as consistent as you'd like to be, but that throw to Chase, I don't know if he was watching that, but he was throwing it before Chase was even out of his break.
I seen it.
So he
Mm-hmm.
was talking and he threw, and then Chase cut, and then the ball was just kind of right there. So, um, and that's something that guys like him have to be able to do, because he does not have a laser. He doesn't got a big arm at all. He's kind of, I don't know if I go as far and call him noodle arm, but he doesn't really have that pro level arm to be able to zip things in tight windows and things like that. So his throws kind of have to be those anticipatory throws, and
Timing throws for sure.
yeah, timing throws for sure. He's not gonna, just whip it in there between, you know, defenders. So he has to be on time, because people with good arms, if they're late, they can make up for it with their arm strength. But he's probably not going to be able to do that. So um, he's been with this team for a couple years now, so we should know the system pretty well. So that's another thing there.
That's a good point too. Big key.
Mhm. So I think this will also be a good week to see what the coaching staff can whip up. To build a game plan with him in mind. That makes use of his strengths. I mean, they did it with Finley, so that we remember that game against the Steelers, man. One of my favorites. Like we were talking before this recording, I might have to just get a Finley jersey. Finley jersey, and that'll be what I wear like the last game every year, man. Just,
Yeah, that'll be dope. Yeah.
he deserves some love. That was fun. But maybe we'll make some more magic like that. So Chase is still there. Higgins isn't playing this week, but I would expect him to be back at some point. We still got Tyler Boyd, Mixon. It would be nice time to get that run game going. We just haven't been able to really get the blocking and
That's true.
get that going too well. And Mixon's been good, but he doesn't seem as explosive to me as he's like used to be when he was a little younger. He's still good, but it's
Yeah,
just
for sure.
nice to see him kind of like break a tackle and I don't know, get some more explosive runs. He's still runs powerfully, but I don't know, a little bit better blocking would help too. So that would be Jake's best friend is a good run game. So
Yeah, it would help him for sure.
mhm. So what other news we got? Cam Taylor-Britt. I know you said that he was hurt, and I think I'd read that too. So he's ruled out. So I would suspect that's going to be seeing DJ Turner in his place. With him and a Woozier. Woozier, wasn't he kind of dealing with something at a point? So hopefully,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that.
I think he's healthy. I don't see him on the injury report. Yeah, I feel like he just wasn't getting all the touches. I don't know if they were just trying to see a lot of DJ and working
Maybe that was.
Woozier back in.
It seemed like he had like a back thing or something where he was like kind of like just dinged up. So maybe they were just kind of splitting some reps for whatever reason there, or
Yeah,
maybe they're flat out just wanting to work him in. Because we're probably not going to be able to keep a Woozier. A lot of people to pay coming up.
he's up this year too. After the year.
Yeah, I think that's his last year. So him, DJ Reader, Hendrickson would have been too. I think that was all that draft class. I think they got the same uh length of contracts. So but we locked up Hendrickson. So
Okay.
got Hubbard
Man.
back. So that should be good to help with the run game. So I don't know how Najee Harris is doing this year.
It's not much him. It's the other one. The Warren guy.
Okay. Okay, so they
Yeah,
got
he
to
looks
that.
good.
I'm not even keeping up with what they've got going on over there.
Yeah.
Um, Pickett's a guy, he plays fine, but, I don't think he's anything you're going to be afraid of. That offense really doesn't seem to be anything to be afraid of. They got a really good defense, but
Yeah. And they
uh,
got rid of the coordinator. Matt Canada's out of there now.
yep, I think I did see that too. Just
I feel like they're gonna be trying new stuff with us this week, just
yeah,
because of
they might
that.
be trying some new stuff. But then again, they're in the playoff race. Do they really want to gamble too much? But I mean, on that same token, they kind of need to gamble because they're kind of stale. Then they're going to start. The losses are going to start catching up with them. They will start losing here if they don't do something. So maybe they should play like they're desperate. I don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah,
And
that
if we win, we'll have the same record as them, and we still got to play them one more time.
yeah, that was the thing. Like, man, injuries aside, it didn't matter that we lost to Baltimore. Now that probably would have made the division out of reach. Okay, we've lost the division, but
Yeah.
playoffs are right there. Everybody in front of us were playing. Like for the most part. The Steelers and the Browns. They were teams ahead of us, and we play them. Steelers
Yep.
twice.
Jacksonville. Yep. That's right.
Yep, Jacksonville. We're not competing because they're going to win that division probably, but that's still a quality win if you could pull that off. So, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to get you some points in the AFC, because if you end up going strength of record, that's something
Yeah.
with you out there. Colts is probably like the most winnable game that we have left, I guess, if you want to say that.
Yeah. I think so too. Yeah.
Now, let me tell you why I'm interested in that, man. Because if they got Gardner Minshew playing, what you got Wazoo versus UW?
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Yeah, Minshew was Wazoo, right? Or was he Gonzaga? Did they got a football team? I think it was Wazoo, right?
Yeah, if I'm mistaken, it's Wazoo. Yeah, it's the Battle of Washington. That's right there for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. The Pac-12, or what is it now? Like the Pac-2, or
The-
everybody bailed on
Everybody's
them.
going.
Like they go like to the Big Ten or something. So it's like the Big 50 and the Pac-2.
That's basically what's left now.
Yeah, I guess I don't really keep up with college. I just heard that a lot of those teams were bailing and getting in the Big Ten. More advertising money and stuff. So, but at any rate, that I thought that was kind of an interesting note. Man, I just do not know what to say because like I have to recalibrate my expectations for the season, and like I think I've said this a couple times. I just sit and watch and try to enjoy some football, and I want to see making use of some of these younger guys, and that's some of the silver lining that we can get some guys that we might be a little more conservative playing because you play a young guy, it can burn you. But now it's kind of like let's just let it all hang out and you know
See what you got for sure
yeah,
to
see
go
what you
in the
got
next
in these
season with.
people, and like you're kind of almost playing for next year. I mean, I don't think they're giving up on the season, and I'm not going to either. It's just I might not have that same personal pressure on myself and stress, like for hanging on to everything. I'm just going to kind of see how it plays out and go from there. But I think they just can be a little more liberal here, and just see what we got in some of these people.
I agree. I agree.
So
Jordan Battle also is taking over too.
yeah, and Nick
They saying
was
Nick
not.
Scott not about to get that much time though.
Yeah, I don't know if he was doing too good, but then it's hard to say, like if unless you know exactly what's going on, just because Nick Scott, was like looks like he's catching up and tackling him like, oh, that would you missed your guy. Like, does that mean somebody else missed an assignment? But
Yeah, that's true.
on that same token, though, I kind of think this last game you kept hearing Cam Taylor Britt's like, oh, that guy got behind him and Cam Taylor Britt's tackling him. I mean, I think that maybe that would have been Nick Scott's responsibility. Like they were passing him off and he's just like, uh-oh. And, so he ended up being the guy to tackle him, but it's not that he got burned. It's because he was trying to make a play on something that wasn't his assignment.
That wasn't. Yeah, he
I mean, I'm
did.
not sure on that. I'm not, it's not like I know all the X's and O's or whatever, but that's some stuff that I read. So, um, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people haven't really liked him. And we knew it would kind of be a little work in progress missing Von Bell and Jesse Bates. It's like, damn it, why couldn't we keep Von Bell at least? Jesse Bates was out of our price range, but you know, I think that would have made all the difference back there to keep him.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
agree.
but I'm totally interested to see what Battle can do. I think Miles Murphy, think they're gonna play him a little more. Hubbard's back, so
Yeah, that's the thing. Sam's back now, so I wouldn't mind seeing him. Get a little more playing time.
yeah.
But with Hubbard, we're gonna need Hubbard anyway, so I'm sure he's playing a lot.
Oh yeah, we
Stop
definitely.
that run game. We gotta have him for that run game against Pittsburgh.
So it would be interesting to see if they maybe kick Hubbard inside on some snaps, and then put Murphy on the edge there. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's something they could do on rushing downs, when you're
Mm,
not planning on him running the ball, because Hubbard's our best run stuffing defensive ends.
absolutely.
So that might be something interesting to see. Now, I'm interested to see Chase Brown maybe get some snaps because they just activated him, I think, and Chuck Sizzle was activated last week but didn't play. So it would be nice to see what he can do. And I guess Yosavash was hurt, but I think he's coming back. So those young guys, no Higgins. So it would, might be kind of neat to see what those guys can do.
Yeah. Chase Brown is way down there though on that depth chart.
Yeah, yeah.
That running back is heavy. The running back room is heavy.
Yeah, and it's like, because Travion Williams is fine, but I really miss P Ryan in that spot. Although I will say Mixon this year, his seemed like his pass protection's been a little better than what I remember from him. He's gotten a few decent blocks. That's never been a strength of his, and that's half the time why they would pull him on third down. When you're definitely not running the ball third and long.
Hmm.
That's why P Ryan was out there because he was really good at that, and he was good at that like check down. Like if he just gonna do like a little check down, 5 or 6 yard little run or something like that, little scamper. Not
Hmm.
that Mixon couldn't do that either, but you weren't really tipping your hand with P Ryan because he could block or run and catch it. I mean, so you just didn't know what you were going to get there. So, um, but yeah, Travion's higher on the depth chart, but I wonder if that's just more like special teams, and he was kind of the pass blocking running back. Although Mixon's getting some of those snaps. Um, I don't know if they might just do it just to see what they got in him and see what he can do
Right.
on some of the running downs.
On some of the running downs, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep. And I just never wonder why they never give Chris Evans a chance. It seemed like in preseason he had some good runs.
That's why I don't understand. I'm with you. I don't understand that. I don't know why we don't use him because he looks good whenever you do see him.
Yeah, it always seemed like he did pretty good. Now, one thing that some of the things that I read, like his reads, he reads the wrong way, and like he'll go and there's room there, and when he cuts, but the way he chooses his hole causes his linemen to hold because they're like, "Well, you're going the wrong way." So like the read was supposed to be this hole or this hole, and then he goes a total different direction because he sees green grass, and
Oh,
so like that's what somebody was saying on like some of those ones where he snapped off like a 20 or 30 yard run. It was but it got called back because of the hold. Well, that's why because the read he took, he went kind of the totally the
I
wrong
didn't know.
way. That so maybe that's something. Maybe there's always
Yeah,
something that the coaches see that we don't know, and that could be it. But be that as it may, it seemed like he should have gotten some sort of shot, right? It's not like
I
the run
agree.
game is like doing really well. So
Right.
somebody could shake it up.
We could use a change of pace, honestly.
Yeah, just to kind of like just a spark, just to see, what like just see what they can do, just to change it up, and maybe you'd be surprised. So,
We'll see.
mhm. So how I feel about this one.
I feel like it's winnable.
Hmm.
I mean, the reason I feel like it's really winnable is because Pittsburgh's offense they struggling. So
Yeah.
I feel like we should feast on it. You know, granted we don't have we don't have Taylor Britt. That's huge for us, but I feel like everybody else is there, so we should be able to make some stops.
Yeah.
Put our offense in great position. Because if we can lean on the run game, I feel like we can have a good game, like an excellent game.
Hmm.
Because we like that'll help the quarterback. So defense, the defense works with the offense, and we should be fine, honestly. Because it's a home game too. I honestly see it.
Yeah.
I see us winning.
That's a really good point there, being a home game, just kind of, you know, for Browning first game on the road, it's just better that, it's a home environment for him to do this game. Not the best and easiest defense for him to have a
It's
first.
really not, but no Minka. But you're right though.
Yeah,
Not the
you're right.
best
And
defense
Mika's
in the
not
world.
there. I never didn't really think of that, but um I mean, they got TJ Watt and everything, but it doesn't still. I mean, people aren't scoring a lot on them, but it just doesn't feel like they're stifling people. And you haven't heard the talk like these other defenses, like the Browns, especially,
Like Cleveland,
or
yeah.
even the Ravens, So, but we know their defense is good, and this is a divisional game. So, I mean, like, how many times you looking at like a 16-13 score in the AFC North, when you really
Yeah.
start playing that hard nosed defense. So, but I agree with you. It's, I mean, not the easiest defense to play, like for a first game for Jake Browning and to design something, that fits within his skill set. But they might not have to ring up 30 points, because their offense isn't all that in a bag of chips either. I mean, we got a wild card because it's no Matt Canada, so we don't know what really we're going to see. But,
Hmm.
I mean, who are we afraid of, because I'm thinking Najee Harris, but you said there's another guy there that I haven't really kept up with what they're doing, so they got another guy running the ball or at least splitting it.
Yeah, the Warren kid.
Okay.
He looks good. He looks good. And that's why he's getting more touches than Najee. He's definitely getting more touches than Najee.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's surprising. It seemed like Najee was working out okay, but I mean,
This dude is all down back too, this Warren guy. He's
okay.
solid though.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. And
Hmm.
who they got receiving? They got George Pickens.
Pickens, and they got Deontay Johnson.
Yep.
He's good. I saw something about that too. He got into it last week after the Cleveland game. He got into it with Minka. I saw
Oh,
something about that. So they had got into like a heated discussion, like in their locker room after the Cleveland loss last Sunday.
ah,
When they lost 13-10, they only scored 10 points. So I guess it was just frustration with their offense. You know what I'm saying?
wow. Yeah.
And it got heated, and they said it's not good, and like with their team right now. But they said that eventually maybe they'll get over it. But they said it definitely put a strain because that's an offensive player and a defensive player. So
Yeah.
we'll see tomorrow for sure how that pans out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. They're kind of a weird team right now. Like if I was just thinking like a Steelers fan, it's just like, you know, on one hand, you're winning games, and you got some quality, like some of your best players are high end players, like I'm never going to be upset at having TJ Watt on my team. But on that same token, it's just, you know, they're, they should have a losing record. It's just somehow, Tomlin is such a great coach. He's always going to get you 2 to 3 wins more than you should. So,
facts.
yeah, I mean, they're not that great of a football team. They're in the defense. I guess that's going to keep them in games. So anytime you got a really good defense, but they just can't seem to put in points. And now I'll give Pickens some, or not Pickens, Pickett some credit. It did seem like down the stretch when he just needed to put some points up, down the end of the game, he did make some plays like that one where they beat Baltimore. I watched the end of it. I'm like, oh wow, he moved around, did some stuff in the pocket, found open guys, and kind of just got him down there and got the points. So
Yeah, he got flashes, right? That's
yeah,
why
he's
I honestly think it was just Matt Canada. I think it was more so him, but we'll see though.
yeah. No, I don't think he's a stud, and so he's not like this force to be reckoned with in the AFC North that we're afraid of. But if they get a competent offense and offensive coordinator kind of, set up there and, with that defense, they could have a pretty good team, but
Exactly.
just somehow they found a way. So, hopefully we kind of put an end to that. So see if we can make them lose 2 in a row. So now we
Yes, sir.
bleeding for ourselves.
Hmm. That's right. What do
Mm.
you think? You think we can win it?
Oh yeah, we can win it just because um I'm sure our defense can do good enough to hold them less than 20 points. Right.
Agree.
So if we can just find a way to put up that type of points, like I don't know, what do you think you need to put up? Like 24 max?
I think 24.
I think that
I
would be the
think so.
absolute max. I don't even know, like 17 to 20 might be enough to win that game. It might not, but I don't think you gotta put up more than 24 points of offense. And that, I guess that's the key there, is can this team as constructed with Jake Browning do that? We've got
Right.
the players around him, so if they can just do a decent job of blocking and protecting, I think we can do that. So, I mean, hell, Chase is good for like taking like a slant to the house. So,
Exactly. Against Joey Porter Jr., yes, he
hmm,
should do it. He should do it.
yeah, oh yeah, we'd love to do it against that guy. Now he's doing really good, I think, this year too, right? He's
Yeah,
been
he
kind
is
of,
solid. He's solid. He's
yeah,
solid. For a rookie, he's been solid. I agree. He's been doing his thing.
Yeah, yep. I've heard his name a few times, like, kind of like defensive rookie of the year, possibly, type,
Yeah,
I
in discussion.
on, but you know, they tend to get some of those guys. So, we can do it though. We can pull this off. I would not be shocked in the slightest, if we win, you know, there's just no reason to think that we absolutely can't do it. So I guess that's
I
my
agree.
my 2 cents on that whole thing. So
Sounds good.
yep, I think this is probably getting low on time. We've been yakking a little while here, brother. Yeah, we probably needed a therapy session anyway, right?
Yeah, after last Thursday, yes,
Well,
yes.
what that ended up being a beat down, but their morale was all down. I'm not really even holding that on the defense. I mean, yes, the defense did get leaky, but it felt like, I don't know, the whole team was deflated. So
Oh yeah, after they seen that, yeah.
yeah, it just kind of like, I don't know, it just all the mojo was gone. And it really sucked because it seemed like Joe was starting to move the ball a little bit, and I think that would have ended up being a good game. So
Yep.
it is what it is. So all right, Josh, I'm gonna let you get out of here. I will shut this off, and I'm still looking forward to this game, though. We still got some football to watch, and it'll be fun. And we'll be chatting it up during the game, and I hope we can get a win on this one.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
All right, I'm shutting her down, Josh. You have a good one, and I'll see you in the chat for tomorrow, man. Glad you stopped in to work this out with me.
Oh yeah, appreciate you. Need to make this video for sure.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, we weren't stopping just because a boy got hurt, man. It's just like we were fans before, we were winning games, so
Absolutely.
yeah, we
You
met
know.
each other before we were winning games, like what's the hell's wrong with these coaches, man? What the hell's going on, man? So then like we got Joey B and there we go. So that's that. So Bengals for life. Win or lose,
Always.
baby.
Yes, sir. Always. That's a fact.
All
Bengals
right.
for life.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you there
Yeah, we'll see you. Stripes and coffee out.
today.
Hoo day.